Not very long ago, we heard of a company called GameStop. Now, GameStop was a simple share where nobody was interested, and one day Mr. Elon Musk decided to just say, I think he said game stock or something like that, and he just tweeted that, and the market went up 150%. I mean, the share price went up 150%. Now, Elon Musk is not a person who is an expert on the markets or anything like that, but he could move a share price so hugely because he went and posted it on I think on Twitter. He was not the owner of Twitter then, and on Reddit, where people just saw it and just went berserk buying it without caring what it did. But it finished, I think, a couple of investment banks who said there's nothing in the company and then go on short, but because of this frenzied buying and it going up, it just got them bankrupted, right? So these things can happen. What has happened is, icons are nothing new. Peter Lynch is an icon, Buffett has been an icon for a long time, very many people, right? Many people have been icons, but these were people who had completely soaked in the market, right? So if somebody who has spent 20 years in the market, 30 years in the market, 40 years in the market, if Nemish Shah or Vallabh Bansali or Rakesh Jhunjhunwala or somebody said something about a share, then it was like, oh, these people know what they are talking about, right? Because they have spent time. But today there are so many influencers who have not made any money in the market. In fact, they make money in the market in the classes that they run. So I could run a classes saying my fees is 9999, but for the first 1000 people I'm giving it at 99, and they become an influencer. Once they have enough following, and they could have enough following because of something else, but then they could become an influencer and start talking about everything. You could start talking about accounting. From accounting you could go to mutual funds. From mutual funds you could go to F&O, you could go to direct equity, you could start giving tips. You can do anything that you want, and once you are a celebrity, very few people want to go into how you are making money, right? That to people does not really matter. This is the easiest time in the world to become a promoter or a guru. All you need is one phone, one mic, and you can record whatever you want and create your own videos, and suddenly you have 1 million followers or 500,000 followers, all willing to buy whatever you say. And it is almost impossible for the regulator to regulate, especially if you decide to locate yourself abroad. So suppose you locate yourself in Germany and create an Indian stock vlog channel. What will happen? Will the authorities in India be able to stop you from doing that? Answer is no. If you are in India, like I am in India, and if I talk about any particular share that it is worth buying or not worth buying, it's possible for the regulators to catch me. But if I am sitting in Germany, will the Indian regulator be able to reach me? No. Can they ban my channel? Extremely doubtful whether such a big thing will happen, unless I'm spreading hate or I'm talking of terrorism or things like that. If it is not, I doubt whether they will come and ban a guy who just because he's giving tips, and those tips may be working. But I can create a big following without having any track record in the market. Right, so that is one thing very clear, that I can do that. And there are many people. There is also that this very Sri Lankan sounding name, Palihitippiya or somebody. I remember reading about him, and he also went on to Reddit and said, and he spoke about insane, crazy baller feet after feet bets on GameStop, pummeled it again. Yes, this is the name of the fund that I was looking for, Melvin Capital Management. It just pummeled them into submission, and they just went kaput. Right. In response, there are people who say, oh, that's okay, these people have no reverence for the market, so the market is not liking them, and these people are saving me money. I don't need to go to a mutual fund. I can just go look up these guys and decide what to buy. So today I could be buying ITC, I could be buying a HDFC, I could be buying a Reliance, or I could be buying something which is not so famous after all, right? So maybe they're buying Z, maybe they're buying Deccan Gold, maybe they're buying Indigo, whatever, something that they buy and they talk about it and say, oh, so and so has got so much market share, this is a PE, this is worth buying, and it looks like, wow, that's a fantastic analysis done. Well, maybe it's an analysis, maybe it's not an analysis, but yes, new kind of influencers who have nothing to do with the market are there in the market, and they swing the markets, right? If Elon Musk decides tomorrow to say that HDFC Bank is a good buy, will people buy? Maybe internationally people will buy the ADRs, the ADRs will move up, and therefore when the ADR moves up, the Indian stock market will push HDFC higher. Is it a good thing that is happening? Is it a bad thing that's happening? I don't know. It's at least good that somebody is taking interest in Indian markets, but it is for you to decide as to what you will believe and what you will not believe, right? I think even the dog coin thing, saying, oh, I will name it, if nobody names it, I'll name it dog coin, and the dog coin became a big hit. So especially in case of bitcoins, or rather anything to do with digital, which is not monitored internationally, or monitored internationally but not monitored by each country, you will have people coming and jacking up the share price, jacking up the dog coin, or whatever else you want to call it. Remember, there are about 20 crore people who have finished their KYC and who are on Dream 11. And there are 4 crore people investing in Indian mutual funds. So look at the amount of gap that is there. So therefore, all these people are vulnerable. It's perfectly possible that some influencer who does not understand much goes and says, if you invest in an SIP, you can never make a loss. I've heard people say this. I've heard people saying that mutual fund investment is very complicated and very risky. Therefore, you should come to us and we will tell you how to do. Right? So advice is available. You're told how to invest. In fact, I think it's a matter of time and people will say, I need an investment consultant to choose which index fund to invest or which passive index fund to invest, right? So somebody is going to be that, so there is going to be an opportunity being an advisor as to which index fund to invest. Is it going to happen? I'm not very sure, but I'm convinced that we are moving in that direction. If there is any obvious benefit of the social media influencers, they have done one thing. They have created interest in the stock market or interest in the mutual fund business for a lot of people. All those people who have opened their demat accounts and who are trading in shares are potential investors in the mutual funds. In mutual funds, we have 4 crore in PANs, and in Dream 11 we have 20. So there is a lot of scope if you are inclined digitally to market your product, which could be just a service of managing the portfolio. You will find a lot of people coming to you and helping. So that is one good thing, and investing. So that is one good thing which may have happened because of influencers, but I do not know whether the overall impact is good, whether the regulator is interested in increasing footfalls this way, right? So these are all questions which people have to answer over a long period of time. So whichever influencer that you are following, be careful. Don't listen to them completely. Don't listen to experts. Find out what they are saying, why they are saying, whether they already have a position, whether somebody else is selling on their behalf if you don't know, and if this is a person who has not made money on the share market, in the stock market, that is not a great person to follow. If he has made money and is running a YouTube channel, that's fine. But if somebody comes and tells you, I've got 13 years experience in the stock market, remember, in the last 13 years, other than a brief COVID period when the market went down for 3 months, he's got 13 years service with 1 year's experience. That's not great. Largely see who is an influencer, with how he has made his money, what is his business model. If you can't understand all that, at least don't listen to investment advice from novices like this. It's going to hurt you in the long run. Thank you.